Those tough guys back there, that sometimes when they get hit early, gets the juices flowing, and they get right into the game.
Mayfield now on second down. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun! Gun, gun! Hot! Hot!
Working out of the gun. Mayfield. He'll have a first down past the 40. This is Johnson. He's got it. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people rally to him, how people respond to him. He talked about seeing him at a workout, how he showed up, yelled out to the other guys. They yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the workout. He said things like that and his talent tipped the balance in his favor to go #1.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Hot! Hot!
Mayfield on first down. Bryant with a catch right side. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, #1, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. There goes Duke Johnson. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Able to slither by, and he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Breanne Bonnie Calhoun. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive #1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
Second down, Mayfield. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a play fake here on first down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
All right, now, lucky 56.
On second down, Johnson. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's Jaleel Adai who brings him down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Detroit! 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 No. Check. Patriot! Patriot! Gun, gun! Gun!
From the gun, Mayfield dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Buying time to his... And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Myles Garrett in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Hey, Delta! Hey, Delta! Orange.
Play fake. Rivers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Hey!
3rd and long for Rivers. And this is going to be incomplete. Jabril Peppers, a former first-round pick, there on the coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Set! 3-19! Gun!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. They go play action here on first down. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Mayfield now. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
They'll run for it. High. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. Carlos Hyde turned away on fourth down. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10.
Ready.
Rivers now to throw on first down. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Red.
Now Gordon on first down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now a second down throw for Rivers. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And the return will stop right around the 25.
What part do they went empty set there? No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
Gone! Watch it now, Barney!
Now a handoff, Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Detroit! Gone!
A first down throw from Mayfield. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Gone. Cut.
Mayfield. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. Bailey now for the extra point. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that'll make the score 14-0. Bailey now to kick this one away. Now Jones. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They go play action. Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now. Down at the 33. Off the play fake here. Rivers. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Rivers, right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now they try the right side here. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. How about this Browns defense they've held so far? This is now 3rd and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have made this a 1-score game. And he knocks it through. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Watch it now, Barney.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. 1:57 to go in this first half. More from Cleveland after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
First down, Mayfield. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Landry brushes him off. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, who can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Carlos Hyde, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined it.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
And the Chargers coming out of the field now. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Charger first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Load it. Load it. Shoot.
A first down throw here for Rivers. Flush to his right. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready. 89.
Throwing again. Rivers. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack.
Go orange. Orange.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Joe Schobert. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Rivers now on 2nd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Larry Ogunjobi in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Rivers now. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And we're into the 2nd half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. No. Check. Patriots.
Again, it's Johnson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Watch him now, Barney.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
Following the interception here, Rivers flushed out right. Going deep here for Allen. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Now it's the backup Smith. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now Rivers on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And this Browns defense stands tall. And the Browns getting set to go. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Let's go! Blue 90!
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. 2nd down, Mayfield. Stepping up, he'll try and run. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Gone! All right, now, look at 56.
From the gun, Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joey Bosa able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
He
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Back near his goal line, Rivers. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. And Benjamin seems to be in some pain. You see him there, still down. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. third and short yardage. Rivers. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he gets this one up just shy of the 35 to the 34. That one goes for 24 yards. They go play action here on first down. Henry's got it out on the left side. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Rivers on 3rd and 2. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. He's going to float this over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this down deep into Cleveland territory. A gain of 39 that time. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. Rivers again. Caught by Gates, left side. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. The gain of 5 that time gives them the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
He's going to get it running right. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half, you're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
And not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. They come out here in the eye. Desperation time. Rivers on 4th down. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Allen, the intended receiver.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. 58, Mike, 58.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Oh, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Being chased out left. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. The Browns on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Now Benjamin. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this down deep into Cleveland territory. Rivers to Allen on the hook up there. 46 yards. Rivers on first down. And escapes the sack. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Jamie Collins in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That is caught. It's Benjamin for the Charger touchdown. Travis Benjamin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Mayfield to throw it. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. And a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Steps up, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Time for a break. Here's Britton Colquitt now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Returning, it's Benjamin. Oh, he slipped right by him. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position.
12.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Tyrell Williams, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch tomorrow.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Browns coming out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete here. Landry, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
And another example of why Baker Mayfield went #1 in the draft. His ability to confound defensive coordinators. They played him for the pass. They covered it well. He takes off with his legs and scrambles for a big gain.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Gordon. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
He's back to throw. Tough to bring Bryant down. And he will find his man on the outside. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. They'll look to throw. That's Njoku over the middle. And he's brought down. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
Pardon, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
Mayfield to throw. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. And everybody thinking about the possible field goal on 4th. It would be 58 yards from here. Here's Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. It's Gordon. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Well, that would have been something if he could have saved him from that long distance there in the closing seconds, but it was just not meant to be.
They needed a little more time and a little more yardage to give him a realistic shot. And that kick's a good metaphor for this game, isn't it? They're going to wind up a little short in the end.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10.
We got three.
Throwing here, Rivers. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that come.